Hello and welcome to another cooking tutorial. As you might be able to see, it's a little after midnight here and I was feeling a little bit peckish, so I've decided I'm going to make myself a can of stag chili. Beef chili with beans. And I was thinking, hey, if I'm going to be making this, I might as well record it so I can show you how to make one of these yourself. So first step, I did a little bit of prep work before I started recording here, so I grabbed a pot and I put it on the stove. So that's basically all the prep work you need to do. There we go. Keep in mind I'm being a little bit more quiet than maybe you would be in your own home, just because of the time and just being quiet in general around midnight or after. So first things first, you don't actually need a can opener for this particular brand of chili. So what we're going to do is it's kind of stuck in there and I don't really have any nails, so I'm going to grab a can opener anyways. I think it's good. There we go. Got a good can opening on that one. It's kind of stuck in there, so I'm going to get something to pry it up. A little spoon maybe. So this part's the trickiest part of the whole thing, pretty much. Because as you can see, it's pretty in there, and it doesn't look like it made a full cut at the top here. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to push this down even further, thus creating a large enough opening to pour the chili out of the can, even though we can't get this out. Well, first I'll bring you guys in a little closer. There we go. A little better angle. So I kind of explained it before. We're just going to push the lid in and try to get as much out as we can. Actually, yeah. And once you've released some of the liquid, it might be easier to try again to release the lid, like so. There we go. The cat seems to think this is his food, but this is for me. I wouldn't recommend feeding cats chili. There's a lot of things I would feed a cat, but chili is not one of those things. No matter how much they complain, I would just say, nope, no chili. No chili for you. And we're gonna rinse off the spoon, and that's important for later, because this is what we're gonna use to eat the chili with later on. We'll just place it right here. And we'll throw this in the garbage. And then we're gonna turn on the stove. Medium heat, right there. And then we just have to wait a little bit for it. That's pretty much the biggest part of this whole process, is just opening the can and emptying the contents of the can into the pot, and then turning it on. There are a couple other steps, such as a wooden spoon. And what you're going to want to do with the wooden spoon. So normally you would leave it on the stove. I'm going to pick up the pan, the pot, and show you a little bit closer. You would just leave it on here, but I'm going to do this. So what you want to do with the wooden spoon, just give it a little stir. Just a little stir. And I'm going to place it back, but you would have just left it there and just stirred it here. I was just picking it up to show you the exact technique that I use personally. So now we just wait. I don't know when you normally would enjoy a nice can of chili, but 12:30 seems like the perfect time to me, which is coincidentally the exact time that it is right now. So it works out. Some of you might have noticed these mugs up on this little shelf here. I was actually given these for my birthday from a friend. They're a little dirty. There's like bugs in them. I should clean these. There's little bugs and hair and stuff in here. We haven't used these in quite some time. Possibly years. I think they're dead. Now we'll just give it another stir. I'm not going to show you this time because I showed you earlier. It's pretty much exactly the same. You can already tell it's slightly easier to stir. The heat has somehow made it a little bit more liquidy than it was at first, if that makes sense. It's all science. It's hard to explain. You just got to do it, and it'll make sense to you. We're just gonna put this can opener back. This isn't part of the process. You could leave it there if you wanted. I just have a couple minutes to kill, so I'm gonna put it away and do a little cleaning as I go. There. And there's no set amount of times you have to stir it. My general rule of thumb is the more you stir, it'll be fine. And it still looks fine to me. You can see some steam coming out of there. That's really good to see. And what that steam means is the stove is working and heating up the chili. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, couldn't I just eat the chili and not heat it up at all? And that is true. And you also could microwave it, but I prefer the home-cooked style on the stove, opposed to the microwave or just eating it straight out of the can. It all depends on your level of hunger and the tools you have available to you at the time. I think we're about ready. So I'm gonna go grab a bowl and we'll just pour it in there and then we'll give it a taste test. Got a nice bowl. Yours doesn't have to be exactly like this one, but this is the one I'm using. Turn off the stove. That's an important step. You never want to forget that step. And then we just pour it into the bowl, just like so. You want to scrape all the chili out as much as you can. And another little life hack that I've figured out over the years is you'll notice all the chili still in the bowl, even after you've scraped it as much as you can. You want to rinse that out immediately, or else it will get caked on and be very difficult to clean. Then if there's some still along the edge, what you want to do is just fill it up with water again. Just put some water in there, put it back on the stove. You don't need to put it on the heated element, you can put it on the one behind. But the main thing is to keep it moisturized, to loosen the chili that's remaining on the pot. There we go. So now we come back to the spoon that we used earlier to loosen the can, to get the contents out of the can originally. We're going to use this for the chili, which is now in the bowl that we just got. Just poured the chili into. There we go. Look at that steam. That's perfect. You want to make sure you give it a good blow. Otherwise it'll be way too hot. And enjoy it. A nice can of midnight chili. Pretty good.